every photo taken of me before I'm 15, someone is holding my arms behind my back, as if I might float off if they weren't tethering me to the earth. Usually it was my mother, but in a few it was my sister Helene, and in one my father. We're looking at the photos now because my mother is going blind, and we want her to tell us who and what we don't recognize before it's too late. Everyone was always holding me back, I say. That's not true, my mother says. She gives each word the same emphasis. That's not true. My mother is staring into space, wearing dark sunglasses and smoking a Kent. Her gray hair stands out in little wisps. Her bottom lip is trembling. She looks like a pale Xerox of herself. Sylvia, yet not quite Sylvia. The photos are spread on my sister's dining table. Helene sighs. In my family, I'm known as the drama queen. But when she starts to look through them, she laughs. Wow, I never noticed before. Let me see, my mother demands. She holds the photo close, but it's clear she can't make out details. I take the photo back. This one is at the bungalow colony. You've got me in some kind of wrestling lock. What's everyone wearing, my mother asks. Helene grabs the photo. I'm wearing madras shorts and a cardigan, she says. I'm maybe 13. Martha's wearing those pedal pushers we couldn't get off her, and you have on... Oh, my mother says dismissively. Grandma took that photo. I have a babushka on my head, right? We were headed over to Monticello, to the racetrack. I can't imagine why I would have been holding Martha's arms. I exchange a look with Helene. That was over 50 years ago. My mother remembers where we were going. She's an elephant that way. We look at another. This was taken in front of Patricia Murphy's, Helene says. You and I are holding Martha's wrists. We're all quiet, remembering flaky popovers and salty rare roast lamb. Patricia Murphy's was a warehouse-sized restaurant we went to celebrate something special. My mother's answer is a little click in the back of her throat. I hold up another. In this one, it's clear our father was very sick. The cancer was ravaging his body. My sister and I gasp. What? My mother asks, because she may be blind, but her antennae are 20/20. Daddy's sick, I say, suddenly listless. Where were we? My mother asks. I turn away. I don't like this game anymore. Miami, Helene whispers. The Sans Souci Hotel. I was 15. I made out with a boy named Alan every day, at the pool, at the dances, in the staircase, wherever. My lips were chapped for weeks afterwards. I could recall the pattern of each garish shirt he wore, every single word he spoke to me between those kisses. My father's sickness hadn't even registered. What kind of person am I? My mother starts to laugh then, a contagious, happy laugh that pulls Helene and me in despite ourselves. That laugh grows in us. Remember how much fun Daddy was, my mother asks. Remember he went to one of your dances and he did the twist and the pony, and he was such a good dancer you weren't sure whether to be proud or embarrassed? Remember he taught you to drive when you were 10? Or how he would listen with all his attention, as if what you said was the most important thing in the world? Remember? For the first time in years, I see my father not through the sorrow of his death, but through the shine of my mother's love. Remember? She says again. That word, remember, makes us forget what it was we wanted to know. I put the photos back in the box and close the lid.